You're a girl who, halfway through pursuing your best friend's brother, wants to give up, but you use a fake pregnancy test to gauge his reaction. Even when he politely asked, you stubbornly denied it, even deliberately provoking him until he lost control and trashed his home. However, when he, with red eyes, said he had recognized you as his ex-girlfriend from online dating a long time ago, you panicked and wanted to escape, simply because you owed him more than just money. You owed him 3 years of silence. Halfway through pursuing my best friend's brother, I didn't want to anymore. I found a picture of a pregnancy test with 2 lines and posted it on my Moments, visible only to him. He politely asked, "You like me and then have a baby with someone else? Can I be angry?" That evening, my best friend sent me a video of her brother smashing things. It's hard to describe, like a grandson who would bully his grandma. When I complained about him being two-faced, Jason Smith cupped my chin and kissed me. I'm even better in bed. Wanna try? When I was showering, I felt a small lump on my breast and thought I had a tumor and was dying, so I cried and contacted my counselor to ask for leave. My best friend accompanied me to the hospital. Are all the doctors off duty by now? It's okay, my brother's here. What? Your brother's going to examine me? No way. How can I pursue my crush if he touches my breast? My best friend couldn't help but laugh. Don't worry. He won't touch you. He's in cardiology. Okay, I was relieved it wasn't the breast clinic. After arriving at the hospital, the doctor told me to lie down first. The curtain was drawn, and I awkwardly picked at my hands. Why is it a male doctor, I'm asking? This is so embarrassing. Is it hard? A little. Does it hurt? Does it feel swollen? My eyes were already red from crying on the way here, and now my face was red with shame. I bit my lip and honestly answered the doctor's questions. Suddenly, I heard my best friend's brother's voice. Isabel Delaney. You answer him yes or no. Oh, often stay up late? I remembered what Dr. Jason had just said and changed my answer. Yes. Do you usually get angry easily? Yes. The doctor told me to get dressed and then came out from behind the curtain. What? Dr. Jason doesn't trust me. He even came in person for his girlfriend's checkup. My face flushed, and I quickly pulled back the curtain to explain. No, I'm not his girlfriend. Jason glanced at me, then looked away, and asked the doctor who had just examined me, "How is she?" The lump isn't obvious. We need to do a CT scan to get a better look. Lying on the machine, I squeezed my best friend's hand. You know my account passwords. I don't have much to give, but you can inherit my king rank in honor of kings. Kristen pinched my face. I also know your payment password. We'll see if I inherit your assets then. Well, I'd still like to keep living. When the test results came out, the doctor shook his head after a quick glance. My legs went weak with fear, and I thought, I'm practically dying, so I might as well be reckless for once. I threw myself into my best friend's brother's arms. My tears soaked his white coat like a bursting dam. The doctor, holding the report, smiled and said, "It's nothing serious. It'll be fine after your period. Just try to sleep more and stay up less, and eat fewer snacks and exercise more." My hand, wrapped around Dr. Jason's waist, instantly stiffened. Jason drove us back, and in the back seat, I secretly messaged my best friend sitting next to me. "I just hugged your brother. He didn't say anything, did he?" My brother said, "That girl is as strong as an ox. She won't die that easily." Really? Just kidding. I breathed a sigh of relief, then typed, Ranran, you must always remember to put in a good word for me with your brother." My best friend immediately got it. "Baby, there are at least 10 guys in our major chasing you, and you haven't liked any of them?" I was confused and pressed the screen hard. "What do you mean? Let him know how popular you are." I quickly explained to Jason. "You misremembered. It was 1. Right, 11. Kristen, you'd better swear you're not trying to sabotage me. What if my crush thinks I'm keeping backups?" Dr. Jason suddenly asked. "No boyfriend?" My best friend waved her hand. "Not me," I asked Isabel. Every time he said my name, I felt my heart skip a beat. I don't have a boyfriend. You were so quick to deny it just now. I thought you were afraid your boyfriend would be upset." I was afraid times you'd times be upset. Because that hug with Dr. Jason was so intoxicating, I couldn't help but wonder what it would feel like to kiss him. After returning to the dorm, I confessed to my best friend. Ran, I don't want to have a crush on your brother anymore. I'm going to pursue him and become your sister-in-law. Kristen gave me a speechless look that said, Girl, are you okay? My brother is 7 years older than you. What do you see in him? Do you like that he's old and doesn't know how to be affectionate? I suggest you just toy with his feelings. Being his sister-in-law is something to consider carefully, I mumbled. Then I'll think about it some more. After coming out of the restroom, I still felt I should follow my heart. Your brother may be a bit old, but old men have their advantages. For example, it's effortless to drain him. And don't you think his butt, which is perky enough to balance a soda bottle, and my butt, which is perky enough to skip class all day, have a very couple's butt vibe? As soon as I finished speaking, I heard Jason cough and say, I'm hanging up. I froze in place. Then a few seconds later, I started to freak out. Kristen! Why didn't you tell me you were on the phone? Kristen, looking bewildered, climbed down from her bed, the phone on the table still lit up. I thought my brother had already hung up. I was on the verge of tears. What did I just say? He must think I'm a total idiot. Kristen comforted me. He'll probably think it's quite cute. After class on Friday, my best friend asked if I wanted to go to her place for the weekend. I could see her brother, but I was too embarrassed. My mindset isn't right yet. I'm afraid if I see your brother, I'll want to dig a hole and disappear. My brother doesn't like coming home anyway. He bought an apartment near the hospital for an easier commute. My best friend's comment about her brother not liking to come home was enough to trick me into going to her place. In the huge villa, just the two of us sat on the sofa watching R-rated Western movies. Kristen remembered she hadn't finished her PPT yet, so she ran off to the study to catch up on her work. I leisurely put on a face mask and watched the movie. Just as the scene played where the male lead was pressing down on the female lead and kissing her, the door opened. Jason and I unexpectedly made eye contact. At this moment, the entire living room was filled with 3D kissing sounds. I fumbled for the remote control to press pause. When I looked up again, he was already standing beside me. I unconsciously picked up my water glass and took a sip. Do you want to watch together? Jason raised an eyebrow and smiled. Are you sure? Afraid he might misunderstand. I quickly explained. This isn't that kind of movie. He leaned in slightly, staring into my eyes. I know, but why are you feeling guilty? What guilt? I was clearly just trying to hide my embarrassment. Even with a face mask on, my face still felt slightly hot. I decided to go for it. Guilty? But you're in my heart. So is Dr. Jason. Are you feeling very empty? As soon as I finished speaking, I immediately lowered my head shyly. Bro, weren't you not coming back? And didn't I tell you not to come back? My best friend arrived at just the right time. Jason straightened up and glanced at her briefly. You say no and it's no? Are you my older brother? My best friend choked, muttering only after her brother entered the room. The old man is angry and embarrassed. Baby, if you ever date my brother, you absolutely cannot spoil him. You have to scold him when he deserves it. Look how arrogant he is. A sound suddenly came from the living room, and Kristen was afraid of being caught bad-mouthing her brother. I flinched in fright. I shook the remote control in my hand. Don't worry, your brother didn't come out. Kristen sat cross-legged next to me and analyzed. I asked my brother if he was coming back this weekend, and he impatiently told me he was busy and couldn't come back. Then I said it was best if he didn't come back, because I was bringing you home, so you wouldn't feel uncomfortable. And then, he rushed home as soon as he got off work. My brother definitely likes you. This conclusion came out of her. I said, no way. But inside, my heart was as sweet as honey. Kristen leaned close to me and rubbed against my shoulder. Why not? Baby, you smell so good. Even I'm starting to like you. Just as I was about to tell her to say more if she had more to say, Jason came out of the room and crooked his finger. Kristen, come here. My best friend reluctantly went to cut fruit at her brother's bidding, complaining. Such fresh fruit, and he says it's going bad soon. We sat and ate for a while, and I suddenly felt that eating alone like this didn't seem right. Should I take some to your brother? My best friend assigned me this task. I paused at Jason's door for 2 minutes, adjusted my breathing, and then knocked. Perhaps because I was too close. After Jason opened the door, I only noticed the faint outline of his abs beneath his sleeveless vest. I really wanted to touch them. I swallowed, then forced myself to act calm as I placed the fruit platter down. His room was large, connected to the gym area. The treadmill was still on. I couldn't help but ask, Still working out late at night? Jason took a few steps forward, backing me up until my back was against the wall. Because you said I was weak. From his tone, he sounded a little wronged. I was joking, actually, Would saying abs offend him? What if he suspected I was coveting his abs? That would be terrible. I deliberated for a moment, then cautiously added, Your abdomen still looks quite powerful. Are you referring to the upper or lower abs? Are doctors all so meticulous? How would I know if abs are upper or lower? I haven't even touched them yet, I said uncertainly. Lower abs? He suddenly raised an eyebrow and smiled. Thanks for the affirmation, but if they're too powerful, I might not be able to hold my gun down. When he said that, I understood. I deliberately lowered my gaze. I haven't seen it, so I don't believe it. He covered my eyes with his palm, his voice brimming with laughter. If you keep looking, something's going to happen. Why is he flirting out of nowhere? My heart raced, and I pushed his hand away. Don't flirt with me. Be careful. I might just kiss you. I emerged from Jason's room, my face flushed, and my best friend was online, gossiping. Baby, why were you in there so long? Don't tell me. You were kissing my brother? A peck or a French kiss? We were just bickering. Ah? With your tongues? My best friend's teasing led to a dream that night, where Jason and I were kissing passionately, unable to part. His hand reached under my clothes, and I suddenly woke up, sweating and flushed. I quickly ran to the living room to get some water. After turning on the light, I saw Jason sitting on the sofa, drinking. Jason. He glanced over, his eyes unfocused, as if he was a little drunk. I walked closer, poured a glass of water, and chugged it right in front of him. There were 3 empty bottles on the coffee table, and I asked him if he was drunk. He shook his head, his voice slightly hoarse, not sleepy. He answered irrelevantly, so he must have been quite drunk. His earlobes were red, making him look so innocent and pure. I tugged at my nightgown, which reached my thighs, and boldly sat next to him. What kind of wine are you drinking? Can I try some? I leaned in slightly, my lips closed but not touching, our breaths mingling. His eyes, tinged with red, stared at me without concealment. You'll get drunk. I'll just have a taste. His eyes were captivating, and I was hooked. I couldn't help but quickly peck him on the lips. Ashamed of my own shamelessness, I scorned myself for taking advantage of him, and, with a furrowed brow, was about to slip away. Jason suddenly grabbed my wrist and pinned me to the sofa. Just one touch. How can you taste anything? He covered my lips with his. The dizzying sensation made me unable to distinguish whether this was reality or a dream within a dream. I froze, not daring to move. He said, Am I a bad kisser? I was stunned and shook my head slightly. Then why didn't you react? I looked down, unconvinced. Didn't you not react either? He smiled helplessly. I was afraid of scaring you. I touched his abs and said with a grin, Me too. I was afraid of scaring you, he grunted. Had enough? I brought back my mischievous hands, and he gripped my wrists, pressing them above my head. Then came another deep kiss. Just as I was about to run out of breath, he let go, giving me time to breathe. I wondered if I was numb from the alcohol in his mouth, feeling dizzy. As I pondered whether this was a dream, he said, Focus, Isabel. My best friend woke up before me that morning, and when I opened my eyes, I saw her with a mischievous look, smiling so happily. Had a spring dream? I bit my lip, wondering if last night was all a spring dream. I tentatively asked, Does your brother drink? No. He's very disciplined. I don't think I've ever seen him drink. Then it must have been a dream. In the dream, his alcohol tolerance seemed pretty good. Kristen thought for a moment and added, No. I saw him once, probably 2 years ago. My brother seemed to have been dumped in an online relationship and drank all night. Online relationship? I'm quite sensitive to that term. During my senior year of high school, the pressure was too great, so I got into an online relationship to relieve the stress of college admissions. My online boyfriend even taught me math problems, and was very patient. I wanted to go to a concert, so I asked him for money, and he transferred it to me without a second thought. He even transferred a few thousand extra, telling me to buy seats closer to the stage. But my mum found out about my online relationship. She was afraid it would affect my studies, so she confiscated my phone and cancelled my SIM card. My best friend was incredibly interested in gossiping about her brother, excitedly slapping the bed. You wouldn't believe how uncool my brother is. And his QQ ID is Midnight Deeply Melancholy CEO. It was so cringy I almost deleted him. Vocal. I was stunned. The online boyfriend I ghosted seemed to have that exact name, and I was the one who came up with our couple's name. It couldn't be such a coincidence, could it? When did your brother get into an online relationship? I don't believe it, Kristen said, flipping through her photo album, saying she secretly took pictures of it back then, considering it her brother's dark history. I looked at the familiar couple's avatar, the familiar couple's nickname, the familiar personalized signature. My heart quietly shattered. Kristen laughed as she spoke. My brother was heartbroken back then and cried terribly. He drank and cried, and after crying, he sent hundreds of messages to the woman who played with his feelings, but they all fell on deaf ears. Thank goodness it was an online relationship. Otherwise, with my brother's temper, he would have definitely killed that woman. It wouldn't be that bad, would it? It would be that bad. He was seriously hurt, but a broken heart can't be reported to the police. But I still owe him over 10,000 yuan that I haven't paid back. If he calls the police, I'll go to jail. During the 800-meter physical test, my mind was elsewhere. The thought that my crush was actually my online ex-boyfriend, whose heart I had broken, tore me apart. If he knew that I was the ex-girlfriend named Bossy Woman who disappeared after taking his money, would he cut ties with me? The consequence of running distractedly and not watching where I was going was that I fell. I fell on the synthetic track like a monkey. Kristen rushed to help me. It hurts me so much. Teacher, I'll take her to the school infirmary. She fell. Why are you hurting? My heart hurts, teacher. The PE teacher's eyes were like a ruler. You haven't taken your physical test yet. Don't even think about sneaking off. He then turned to the sweating class monitor. You take her to the school infirmary. The class monitor helped me walk a couple of steps and, adhering to the principle of caring for classmates, asked if I needed a piggyback ride. Class monitor, I'm injured, not disabled. I limped to the school infirmary, seeing the long line of students waiting for exemption certificates, and only then did I remember how unusually busy the school hospital gets this time every year. The class monitor saw blood seeping from my leg and asked for my opinion. How about we go to the city hospital? It's not far. We can get there in about 10 minutes. It was hot today, and I didn't want to wait in line. After registering, the class monitor told me to lean on his arm. Almost there. Just bear with it a little longer. Isabel, don't wait to register. I'll take you to get it treated. Jason put his arm around my shoulder, separating me from the class monitor by a few steps. Knowing he was my ex-boyfriend whom I'd never met, I felt very conflicted. I felt I shouldn't hurt him again, but I still liked him. Oh, and I still owed him over 10,000 yuan. I had to at least save up that money to pay him back first. Only then would I be worthy of confessing what happened before. I pushed his hand off my shoulder. No need. Jason Gay. My classmate brought me. And we've already registered. Don't trouble your work. The class monitor quickly came over to support my arm, smiling and greeting. Isabel Gege. Hello. Then we'll go ahead. Jason's voice suddenly turned cold. I'm not her geg. I pursed my lips. Let's go. Just after my wound was dressed, Kristen messaged me saying she had arrived at the hospital. So I let the class monitor go back first. When she rushed over, I was sitting in a chair, lost in thought. My brother actually didn't come? Didn't he see the message I sent him? Kristen said, about to take me to find her brother. I told him I didn't need him to accompany me. Kristen was quiet for a few seconds, then took the sheet from my hand. I'll go get the medicine, baby. Wait for me for a few minutes. I opened my phone, wondering whether to explain to Jason that I didn't mean anything else. I just didn't want to delay his work. I don't know what Dr. Jessica just said, but doctor, Jason smiled so dotingly. My curiosity made me turn off my phone and quietly listen to their chatter. Are you guys talking about Jason and Jessica? Dr. Tony, do you ship their CP too? Yeah. After all, they're a real couple. Really? They're together? Yeah. Dr. Jessica said so. It should still be a secret relationship, so just pretend you don't know. Okay. I always thought there was something going on between them. No wonder they often eat together. It's just a little couple's fun. I was only drawn in by the words, Dr. Jason, and I hadn't expected to hear gossip about Jason. Even more unexpectedly, not only did I hear it, but it was incredibly juicy. He actually had a girlfriend. My eyes stung terribly, and I felt a sharp pain in my heart that far exceeded the pain in my leg. I rubbed my eyes and got my emotions under control. Kristen came over with a bag of medicine. Baby, I've already scolded my brother. You told him not to accompany you, and he really didn't. Why does he play the role of a sweet boy next door when he shouldn't be obedient? She saw my eyes were red and hugged me sympathetically. Don't be sad anymore. He'll regret it later. I sniffled. I'm not chasing him anymore. Kristen was stunned. Okay. My brother is indeed old and doesn't know how to coax people. Baby, you deserve the best. Kristen mobilized her roommates in the dorm group to find me a high-quality man, emphasizing that younger men should be prioritized. Roommate Emily came back from the study room and pressed me. Are you really not pursuing him anymore? Yeah. Isabel. Then how about my cousin? Didn't I post a group photo of our dorm on my moments last time? My brother asked me for your contact information, saying he wanted to get to know you. But you said you were going to pursue Ranran's brother then, so I didn't mention it. Kristen coughed. My baby doesn't like older men. Emily chuckled. Sorry, my brother is 2 years older than me. Kristen sat aside. Okay, you continue. My brother has already successfully started his own business and is now the boss of a technology company. He's been thinking about you for a long time. A few days ago, he even asked me if you had someone you liked. Do you want to try to develop something? At this moment, the only things swirling in my mind were Dr. Jason's doting smile, and real couples are so shippable. I said defiantly. Okay, when I get into a relationship, I'll reward each of you with a boyfriend. Since he has a girlfriend, I can't have any improper thoughts about him anymore. Emily immediately got my point. Isabel will be the boss's wife then, using her money power to send us men. Not bad. Not bad. After being disturbed by accidentally overheard gossip, I didn't open my phone. My mind was already chaotic enough. Unable to sleep at night, I opened WeChat and saw that Jason had sent me a message, reminding me of some small details to prevent wound infection. The tone was as official as it could be, with every word conveying a doctor's concern for a patient. I typed heavily. Got it, thank you, Gege, he quickly replied. Gege? What kind of Gege? Ranran is my good friend. You are Ranran's Gege. So I also consider you my Gege. As soon as I sent the message, several voice messages popped up. I cautiously hid in the restroom and listened to his voice messages. Isabel, what kind of Gege am I to you? Have you ever seen a Gege and Mei kiss? You consider me your Gege? Then what was that kiss about? And what about you? Not pushing me away when I kissed you. My heart immediately pounded fiercely. So that night wasn't a dream after all. No, it had only been a few days since that mistake. Could he have had a girlfriend back then? If he had a girlfriend and still kissed me, he wouldn't be trying to string me along, would he? Luckily, that night, we only kissed and didn't do anything out of line. Otherwise, I would have been so disgusted with myself. In a fit of anger, I went online and found a picture of a pregnancy test with 2 lines. After setting the privacy of this WeChat moment to visible only to him, I posted it. That still wasn't enough to vent my frustration. So I opened our chat and sent him a message to cut off any future trouble. Brother, aren't you concerned about my leg injury? Then why don't you also teach me what precautions to take in early pregnancy? He didn't reply for a long time, and I didn't expect one. I put my phone aside and went to bed. When I woke up, my knee was throbbing. The external wound had been treated, but a muscle or bone injury takes 100 days to heal. Kristen saw me walking even slower than yesterday, and worried. Baby, do you want to go back to the hospital? Is there a bruise somewhere that we haven't found? At my best friend's insistence, she took me to her brother's clinic. I gave her a bewildered look. My brother is a good doctor. I trust him to look at you. After saying that, she left under the pretense of buying me bubble tea. Only I and Jason Ware left in the clinic. He rebandaged my wound. Be gentle. He was expressionless, appearing cold and indifferent. Where's the baby's father? I've never seen him accompany you to the hospital. Do you still want a man like that? He's a big boss, very busy. How many months? We've been together for quite a while. I asked how many months the baby is. I don't know. Haven't had it checked yet. After bandaging, he stood up and asked, with downcast eyes. You said last time you didn't have a boyfriend. My mind raced. It's normal for relationships to have their ups and downs. Did he get back with you because of the baby? You shouldn't be with a man like that. No. I was the one who broke up with him. He can't live without me. I deeply realized that one lie requires 1,000 more to cover it up. He stared at me, as if trying to discern if I was telling the truth. I remained calm and even offered a friendly smile. I'll take you to the obstetrics and gynecology department for a checkup in a bit. No need. I think it's more appropriate to go with my boyfriend for something like this. Jason took off his medical gloves and politely asked, "You like me? And then have a baby with someone else? Can I be angry?" I chuckled. "Suit yourself." As soon as my best friend came in, she noticed the strange atmosphere between us. As she linked her arm with mine to leave, she whispered in my ear, "What did you talk about with my brother? It feels like he's almost in tears." "I think you saw wrong." How dare he cry? For my best friend's sake. I didn't expose his true nature of wanting to have his cake and eat it too. That night, my best friend sent me a video of her brother smashing things. The floor was covered with medical books, building blocks, ornaments, photo frames, throw pillows, and one of Kristen's slippers. It was a mess. It's hard to describe, like a grandson who would bully his grandma. In the video, Kristen's voice trembled as she asked, "Bro, are you going crazy?" The man's silence was her only answer. My best friend was scared to death. "He's crazy!" He almost threw me to the ground too. It was terrifying. Boo-hoo-hoo. Is he mutating? I feel like his second personality has emerged. I said seriously, "Check it out. Your brother doesn't seem to be acting." After watching the video again, I teased. "Our brother wasn't raised by grandma, was he?" "No. That's good. Otherwise, our grandma would be so wronged." "Baby, are you saying my brother is a grandson who would bully his grandma?" "I reasonably suspect so." That's hilarious. Wait, the reason he doesn't bully grandma seems to be because he always bullied me when he was little. This time, it was my turn to burst into sharp laughter. No matter who he bullies, he's a real grandson. If anyone were to date him in the future, it would be like raising a grandson. Who could handle his temper? After a while, my best friend told me what she had observed. "Baby, I think my brother's current state is even scarier than when he was heartbroken. At least back then, he was calmly going crazy." I was just about to type when Kristen's voice call came in. "Oh my God. Baby, it's a good thing you gave up on my brother. It looks like he has another woman. Maybe he even got her pregnant." I was stunned. "Huh?" Kristen immediately sent a photo. The living room was a mess, and the culprit was engrossed in a pregnancy encyclopedia titled, "Good Pregnancy, Good Child Rearing." So he was throwing and smashing things because he believed my made-up story about being pregnant. He doesn't really like me, does he? Doesn't his girlfriend mind? A week later, the scholarship and competition prize money arrived. I checked the balance in my card, exactly 20,000. I was going to return the money to Jason and explain everything to him, so I could have a clear conscience. After that, we could just be strangers. Wednesday's classes were too packed, and it was already evening when they finished. Jason had probably already left work. I asked my best friend for her brother's apartment address, grabbed my card, and went to find him. It took 3 knocks before Jason slowly opened the door. He was wearing loose loungewear, and his hair was still wet. He must have just showered. "Jason, I need to tell you something." He opened the door completely. "Come in and talk." I clutched the card in my hand and stated beforehand, "Are you calm right now?" The image of him throwing and smashing things in a fit of anger was still vivid in my mind. Jason paused in the act of drying his hair. "I just need to confess something to you. You're not allowed to get angry, and whoever gets angry later is a puppy." "No, I'm angry right now." I took a step back. "Then I'll talk to you after you've calmed down?" "No, because I get angry when I see you. Unless you let me be the father of your child, then I won't be angry." I couldn't be bothered to argue with him, so I shoved my bank card into his hand. "I was young and foolish before, and I scammed you out of your money through online dating. Now I'm returning it to you. Don't stoop to my level. Don't call the police on me, okay?" Jason showed no surprise on his face. He slowly said, "I recognized you a long time ago. I didn't send you any photos, did I? By your voice. I've listened to those voice messages you sent at least 100 times. The first time I saw you, I knew it was you who dumped me." I was utterly shocked. He knew I had scammed him, yet he was still so good to me. I opened my mouth several times, not knowing what to say. Just then, a woman came out of the elevator. She waved. "Dr. Jason, Jessica asked me to bring you this document. Your girlfriend didn't want to come. She's working overtime and really couldn't get away, so she asked me to run this errand." Jason's brows immediately furrowed. "Who? Aren't you and Jessica dating?" "Don't worry, my lips are sealed. Jason suddenly grabbed my hand. If I haven't caught you, where would my girlfriend come from? Doctor. Tony's gaze fell on me, and I awkwardly scratched my head. Dr. Tony. Hey, you're that young lady from last time, right? Is your period pain better? Did you take the traditional Chinese medicine I prescribed on time? A couple of days ago, my period pain was severe, and I was covered in cold sweat. I went to the hospital, and Dr. Tony was the one who treated me. Yes, it doesn't hurt anymore. The pressure on my wrist intensified, and I wished I could just disappear into a crack in the floor. That's good. You need to pay attention to your routine and avoid eating cold or raw foods. She then turned to apologize to Jason. I'm sorry, Dr. Jason. I misunderstood, and thought you and Dr. Jessica were a couple. Jason's tone was very serious. Jessica and I are just colleagues. I don't know what she misunderstood, but I'll clarify it with her later. Dr. Tony nodded repeatedly. Understood. I won't spread rumors among colleagues. Well then, I won't bother you anymore. If she left, wouldn't I be in danger? I was about to run, but Jason held my hand tightly. Come in. He poured me some warm water. And when he handed it to me, I knew he was about to interrogate me. But after I sat upright for a few minutes, he found a hot water bottle from somewhere and told me to put it on my lower abdomen. With his thoughtful care, I was ready to tell him everything without him even asking. I'm sorry. I lied to you again. I'm not pregnant. The picture was found online. I lied about being pregnant because I thought you were dating that Dr. Jessica. I've truly invested my feelings in you. And I was so afraid you'd play with him that I avoided you. So, you've been hiding from me all week, turning away the moment you see me. Wasn't I just trying to avoid awkwardness? You were so polite in front of me to make yourself seem less in the wrong, I pouted. But then you went home and caused trouble, even bullying Ranran. You're one way to my face, and another behind my back. Shouldn't I avoid you? Jason suddenly lowered his head and pinched my chin. I have even more tricks in bed. Want to try? His lips pressed against mine, and seeing that I didn't dodge, he boldly kissed me. He kissed me until my eyes glazed over, and I buried my blushing face in his shoulder. He stroked the back of my neck. Will you be with me? I quickly sat up straight. But when I was in an online relationship before, I lied. He covered my mouth, not letting me speak. What did you lie to me about? You just focused on your studies and didn't have time for me. So what if you didn't reply to messages for 3 years? What does that matter? All I want is for you to be by my side now. Is he self-strategizing? According to Ranran, he cried like a dog when he broke up before, so why is he so nonchalant now? Jason. Actually, I didn't intentionally not reply to your messages. He didn't ask any more questions, just smiled and said, I know. I wasn't trying to trick you out of your money. I said it was a loan, and I'll definitely pay you back. He still smiled. No need to pay me back. I'm not short on money. I'm short on you. First, agree to be my girlfriend. Why was he in such a hurry? I wanted to clear things up first, then talk about feelings. Okay. I agree to be your boyfriend. He hugged me tightly. I haven't finished yet. He nuzzled into my neck. What happened before doesn't matter anymore. This is perfect now. He held me by the waist and shoulders, and I spoke with my neck stiff. My mum confiscated my phone because she was afraid it would affect my studies, and she cancelled my card. I only got a new number when I went to college. I couldn't contact you, so I just let it go. It wasn't until I met you through Ranran that I secretly fell for you. But I never expected that after all this time, we didn't miss each other. I waited for half a minute, but he wasn't moved by my confession. Why aren't you saying anything? His voice was choked with emotion. Let me cry for a bit first. Jason, can I take a picture? As I said that, I slid open the camera, and it was as if he had eyes in the back of his head, snatching the phone from my hand. No pictures allowed. I just want to show Ranran. She shared good stuff with me last time. I couldn't help but laugh when I thought of Jason making a mess of the house like an enraged bull. As a courtesy, I should give Ranran a chance to mock her brother. Isabel, you can't help her bully me. Why? Because you're my girlfriend. Then you're not allowed to make Ranran angry either. Otherwise, I'll definitely help her get back at you. How would you get back at me? Like this. Right now. Make you cry. He was amused by my words. Then would you mind getting back at me a few more times? His eyes were still wet, like a wounded puppy. I reached out and wiped his tears. Don't cry. You make me want to kiss you when you're like this. When Jason dropped me off at the dorm, I hugged him tightly, complaining that I'd miss him terribly, not seeing him for over 10 hours. My best friend's flashlight shone unceremoniously. Ahem, you'll get a sty. I reluctantly let go, and Jason took my hand. Kristen, turn off the light. Your sister-in-law is shy. My best friend blinked. Oh dear, baby. Why did you still choose to raise a grandson? Kristen, where are your manners? Call her sister-in-law. Alipay received 10,000 yuan. Are you going to call her? Kristen smiled sweetly. Sister-in-law, I'll wait for you in bed. Come to my bed later, Jason whispered. Speak properly. Kristen slipped away quickly. I was so nervous when she said, raise a grandson. I glanced at Jason a few times, thinking he might not have heard clearly. Just as I breathed a sigh of relief, he pinched my face. What does grandson mean? It probably means someone who is resourceful. Isn't there a book called The Art of War by Sun Tzu? He chuckled lightly. So, you're complimenting me? Yeah, I like you so much. Why would I scold you? I like you too much to scold you. This sentence is only credible when you're in a relationship. On the first day of marriage, I was tormented all night by Jason. I don't know why his reaction time is so long. After all this time, he still remembers my momentary bravado. I had boasted that I would drain him dry. I kicked him in anger. He just laughed and teased. Didn't you say it wouldn't take any effort? Now you're complaining about being tired? Oh, how strong a man's self-esteem can be. I take back what I said. You're amazing. I'm not. One wave hadn't settled before another rose, and Jason was still bringing up old scores. Your roommate's brother. I heard he's a small boss. Kristen, really? Why does she tell her brother everything? I don't remember. Didn't you say if you dated him, you'd be the boss's wife? I'm not interested in being the boss's wife. I only like Dr. Jason. How much do you like him? My eyes were so sleepy I couldn't keep them open. I pushed him away a bit, ready to fall into a deep sleep. His lips were close to my ear. You have to let me hear it, wife. Jason! Get lost! Don't move, you jerk. Anyway, that night I cursed him with dozens of different insults. But he didn't listen. Instead, he got worse. I cried, and then he held me and coaxed. I'm sorry, wife, please don't cry, okay? Jason, are you sick? I told you no. Okay, it won't happen again. You promise? He was silent for a moment, then said firmly, I'll try. I made him cry when we were dating, and he made me cry after we got married. I finally understood.